This brief video is to help you sort out your workspace in Photoshop CC. There are some quick ways to set it up so every time you open Photoshop, it always opens up with the same dialog boxes every time, even if you change it later on. First thing, all the dialog boxes are located here under Window. And so as you click on these, the different ones will appear. So the first one I usually do is Navigator, and I put that up in the top hand right box. I also open Histogram, and I put it inside of Navigator, and you'll see that they turn a little blue line when they merge, and you can go back and forth between the two. The next one I do is Layers. Layers are important because we can work in layers, and that helps us work quicker, not lose our work by creating new layers to do things with. Inside of Layers, I usually have channels. Now, channels are colors in Photoshop, and so I'm going to dock that inside of the Layers palette so we can go back and forth between the two. Also, here in the middle, you can put a row of other dialog boxes that are kind of secondary that you don't use so much. One of them for me is Character, because I do a lot of text on my pictures on occasion, and Paragraph, which allows me to separate the lines and again make corrections to the things that I write in the program. Another one that I use, not a lot, but I use it fairly often, is Luminosity Masks, which is a separate program. And let's put it there. And then I also use the adjustments on occasion. Not a lot, but I do use them. So we're going to put it in the middle bar as well. The last one that I put there is the History palette, and whoops, wrong one. The History palette is important to have up because you can go back through the steps that you've taken and get rid of them. So if you make some mistakes, you can go back 5 or 10 steps. Instead of having to do the undo kind of thing, you can just go back in the history and look at the different steps you've made and go back and turn them off if you don't want them, and they disappear from the picture. So that's a secondary set of menus. The third one that I put up over here is my actions, and actions are important because so much of your speed is determined by how many of your shortcuts and things that you can create actions for. And I have a different video on creating actions and installing actions and all that kind of thing. Next, the things that we're always going to have open are going to be the tools over here on the left, and I always keep them on the left, and the tool options, which are going to appear up here on the top. And so as you select different actions, a different set of options appears that action. So this is how I commonly lay out my Photoshop program. Before I save the workspace, though, one thing that I've always gone in and done is come under the Edit menu and go to Menus, and you'll see that here's all the menus, and you'll see Color is an option. And so under File, and if I scroll down here to Save As, you'll see that it's color-coded red. And what that means, and I've done that to a number of options, and so what that means is that when I pull down the File menu, you'll see that that option is in red. My eye goes to it quickly, my hand goes to it, controlling the mouse quickly, and I'm not going to scan up and down the menu. So once I've got those things set up, I come up here to Window, Workspace, and right now, of course, it's Brent's Workspace, but I'm going to give it a new workspace now that I've set it up again. And my workspace name is pretty simple, Brent's Workspace. And I'm going to click on these three captures as well, keyboard shortcuts, menus, and toolbars, so that they are all saved as part of the workspace. So I'm going to save it. It's going to ask me if I want to overwrite the existing Brent's Workspace, and I do. And now it's saved. Whenever I change anything, if I were to close this or drag out one of these and close it, and drag out channels and close it, and I open up other things, and I want to go back to that original workspace, all I have to do is go to Workspace, reset Brent's Workspace, and they all appear. And so my workspace is exactly the same, and as you plow through hundreds of thousands of pictures, having everything in exactly the same spot allows you to work quicker and get through your image processing a lot faster. So I hope this helps, and thanks for listening to this short video.